If after this is all done here today, the webinar video and presentation slides will be posted to our website. Just in case you wanted to look back over that or refresh your memory in the future, you can do that. I also wanted to let everyone know that there is a chat room function on the right-hand side of your pull-down menu. We are monitoring that chat room, so any questions that go in there, we'll do our best to answer those as quickly as possible. So type those in there as we get going, and we'll see how that works out. I wanted to start off by showing a little bit of who we are and where we came from. Functional Devices manufactures over 700 quality electronic devices. These devices are used in HVAC, lighting, fire and security, and wireless markets. We're located in North Central Indiana. For over 50 years, we have been a family-owned company, but in January of 2019, we were actually purchased by Shore Hill Capital. The transition has been incredible, and we really look forward to what the future holds for us. Like I said, our history goes back over 50 years. We were founded in 1969 in Rushville, Indiana. And in 2015, we relocated to Sharpsville, Indiana. One kind of common theme you'll notice throughout all of our webinars is that Functional Devices really takes pride in developing prepackaged products. We strive to make installation easy with no on-site assembly required. This is true across all of our product categories, especially the rib trifecta that Angie went over last week. That includes the relays, current sensors, and power supplies. We really want the product to be ready to be put into the job site once you receive it. So really taking the hassle out of everything for you. Today's webinar, we wanted to look a little more into the future. Instead of going over past products, these are going to be our newest products. And with that being said, I'd like to turn this over to Matt Holder. So go ahead and take it away, Matt.
Hello, everyone. My name's Matt Holder. I am the Territory Sales Manager for the Southwest U.S. That currently encompasses Oklahoma, Colorado, Utah, Nevada, California, Arizona, New Mexico, Hawaii, and sections of Texas, those being Houston and Dallas. If you're in those areas, if there's anything that you need from me, whether it's questions, possible webinar opportunities, lunch and learns once we're back at it, or even sample requests, feel free to reach out to me. I'll do whatever I can to make sure you guys are taken care of. As Eric said today, I'm going to go over a couple new products, those being the low threshold current switch and our DIN relays. I'll go ahead and start with the low threshold current switch, which is our RIBX GTA-ECM. It has some similarities in regards to the RIBX GTA and the fact that it is a split core sensor. It's got an adjustable threshold. As far as sizing goes, it's the exact same size as the RIBX GTA, if that helps as far as a reference point. Normally open contact, and if you look at the top right corner there, you're going to see the ratcheting wire clamp. That piece firmly tightens down that wire, so much so that it's even capable of being used to hang on vertical wire, which is a great option. Below that is the foot mounting insert that's included. And then you're going to have on the bottom there the slide opening. Our competitors use kind of a swing version. That slide down version allows you to kind of get into those tight spaces, hook around there, slide it back into place, and you're good to go. So that's a great option for that as well. As far as the sensing load, it's a 1/4 amp to 150 amps. It requires no external power supply. Prepackaged with the terminals, LED indicator, and a NEMA 1 housing. It's UL listed, and it's made in the US. It can be used in any application with lower than average current consumption. That dash ECM on the end of that model number has given a misconception that that's only what the device is used for. It actually can be used in any application with lower than average current consumption. So hopefully that'll clarify that a bit. Another thing we'd like to talk about is the potential on legacy upgrades, kind of getting ahead of the game here and getting these low threshold current switches put into to place to make when legacy upgrades do become available, it makes it a more fluid transition. So going ahead and switching out some of these models and getting that ready to go as we become more electrically conscious is a great way to get going. So on the next slide, I'm going to be focused on our DIN rail mount relays. They are a 10 amp contact rating. It is 10 to 30 VAC-DC or the 24 VAC-DC coil voltage. The multi-coil voltage eliminates the need to have to stock multiple equivalent relays like you do with the iDeck. You can kind of limits the amount of overhead or on hand that you have to carry, save you some money there. And then the override switches that are available, we do have some of those with the handoff auto, and then we also have some with that have a built-in current sensor as well. As far as the override switch, people seem to like those a lot. It's just a little toggle switch, very easy to use in that regard. If you look at the top right there, you're going to see that it's a removable socket relay. Once it's wired to the panel, if you need to replace a relay, you can just pop that out, put the new relay in, and you're ready to go. And then on that bottom picture there, you can see the lids on the relays. There's two indicators there. So one of those will be for the relay, and if you do the current sensor built-in, there's an LED located on top for that as well. Moving on to the last piece here, this is just three things that we're really proud of as a company. One of those is that we're designed and tested with quality in mind. As far as design goes, all of our designs are done in-house by our engineers, and then those products are tested. Each and every one of those units is tested before it leaves the facility, so you guys know that you're going to receive a quality product when it reaches your door. Two is we are made in the USA. Almost all of our products are made in the USA, except the majority of our transformers. However, we do have some transformers available that are USA made for those government jobs, or if that's just a personal preference of yours. And lastly is our 5-year warranty piece. That's kind of a new addition, but we do feel like we make great quality products. But this 5-year warranty allows you to take comfort in if you have an issue in the field and you need something to be taken care of, you know that we've got your back. And going into the future on those other jobs, if you have any issues, you can know that you can count on us to take care of those things. So that's all I've got today. I'm going to pass this over to Blake. Again, I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for joining us today, and please reach out. I'm available and look forward to hearing from you all. So have a good day and stay safe.
Thanks, Matt. Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Blake Morgan, and I'm the Territory Sales Manager for Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, Kansas, Missouri, Louisiana, Arkansas, and parts of Texas, including San Antonio and Austin. And today I'm going to discuss with you all our new BACnet MSTP fan safety logic board, the RIB MNWLB-7-BC. But before I jumped into speaking about that, I did want to highlight some of the other non-BACnet fan safety boards that we currently offer. So we've had a line of boards specifically designed for air handling unit safety and alarming purposes that are also known as logic boards. As you can see in the product names, the LB stands for logic board. And each of these devices have a master relay on them, which is controlled by the device's inputs, having either 2, 4, or 6 inputs. In a fan safety application, the inputs would typically be wired to low limit, static pressure, and smoke detector sensors. If any of these inputs goes into alarm, the board would handle shutting down the fan until the fault was corrected. And as you can see from the picture here, we do offer these boards either track mounted or in a NEMA 1 or NEMA 4 enclosure. Next slide, please. Additionally, we also have a line of fan safety boards that have normally open inputs. So just like our normally closed options, you can get boards with either 2, 4, or 6 normally open inputs. Next. But to discuss our newest addition to our family of general purpose logic boards, we have the RIB MNWLB-7-BC. So this BACnet MSTP version of our 6-input logic board was developed because we wanted to be able to monitor the state of the sensor inputs back to the controller. So at the board's factory default setting, the MNWLB is in fan safety mode. The board has 7 binary inputs and 2 binary outputs. 6 of the binary inputs are for safety devices such as your smoke detector, static pressure, or low limit freeze protection sensors. And these 6 inputs are tied to binary output 1 for fan shutdown. Now, these 6 inputs can be configured to be either normally open or normally closed. However, by default, the fan safety function requires normally closed sensors. Additionally, each input can be overridden using local dip switches, which can be used to latch any of the 6 binary inputs. If any of the inputs are latched and there is a fault in the input, the master relay will be energized again by both clearing the fault and clearing the latch. And then you can reset on the board by cycling power or over BACnet. And now, unlike the MNLB-6 model that we have, this board has a second relay on board, which by default is bound to the 7th binary input. Now, this input is for fan status, and if closed, will energize binary output 2 to start the fan back up. Now, a property of binary output 2 allows for its binding with binary input 7 to be disabled, and when this happens, it disables a safety function, and the board can then function like a standard BACnet RIB with 7 binary inputs and 2 binary outputs. Also, both binary outputs can be overridden locally, and the MSTP addresses and baud rates are set locally, all via dip switches. And just like our non-BACnet boards, as you can see, this comes track mounted or in a NEMA 1 or a NEMA 4 enclosure. So some of the benefits to this board, it's a UL 864 life safety device that does have a standalone function, meaning that once the device has been configured over the network, even if we do lose network connection, it'll still function properly. This can also help reduce controller inputs and outputs, having it BACnet enabled. You can also identify whatever safety goes into alarm either from the board itself or over BACnet, and you can reset the board locally or over the network. And this next slide here just illustrates the board and how it functions with the air handling unit. So here you can see that the everything's functioning normally with this air handling unit. All the dampers are open and the air is running through, so everything's good. As you can see from the board itself, you've got your binary inputs, and binary input 1 is tied to your low limit stat. Binary input 2 corresponds with your return air smoke detector. Binary input 3 corresponds with your static pressure. And binary input 4 corresponds with your discharge air smoke detector. And each input has corresponding LED indicators on the board, letting you know their status. And you can also see that binary input 1 or low limit SAP has been latched. Now, if you look at this next graphic, you'll see that things aren't going so well. So if you look, all the sensors have gone into alarm, prompting the air handling unit to shut down. And as you can see from the board, the LED indicators for binary inputs 1 through 4 are on, indicating that those devices are in alarm state. Now, normally, once these sensors go back into a good state, the relay would automatically turn back on to power your loads. However, with binary input 1 being latched, the load will not turn back on. So in this example, you would have to push the onboard test button or clear the latch over the network in order to return to a normal state. And next slide, please. And kind of going off that, we do love developing custom products from ideas that we do get from our customers. So if we don't already build a device with the specifications or configurations that you're requiring, we're definitely happy to quote one for you. So with that being said, I'm done talking. I really appreciate you guys tuning in to listen to me talk about the new BACnet MNLB. And I'll hand things back over to Eric. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. So we've kind of done a couple of products that have been out for a month or two. Next, we're going to talk about some brand new products. And that starts with the relay and DC power pack. And it's designed to provide low voltage power to the ever increasing sensor systems of today's building automation systems. The power pack is flexible enough to control lighting circuits, plug load circuits, or HVAC loads, including self-contained air conditioners, pumps, fans, motors, and motorized damper controls. It is well suited for any application which requires high voltage switching through low voltage controls. With an onboard 20 amp single pole double throw relay, the power pack comes ready to switch line voltage to your load when the low voltage control signal is received. The power pack requires input power anywhere between 120 to 277 volts AC. And right now there are two models. The first one is the RIB 21B PP5, which is the 5-watt model. And this provides power up to 210 milliamps at 24 volts DC. The second model is the RIB 21B PP10, which is the 10-watt model, obviously. And it provides power up to 420 milliamps at 24 volts DC. Like to point out on these two that they are both class 2 rated, and they are both field mountable. And kind of sticking along the same lines of everything that's come before this is we like to make sure everything's pre-packaged. So both of these models come with wires, LED indicators, momentary push button override switch, and a NEMA 1 enclosure. And once again, they're both UL listed and made in the USA. If you kind of look at that graphic on the right side of the screen there, that's an example of this product in use. And in this case, we have input power of 120 to 277 volts AC. We have a thermostat hooked up to the low voltage side. Once the thermostat reaches a certain temperature, it closes the circuit and sends that signal back to the brains in the enclosure. It then activates the 20 amp relay and turns on the exhaust fan until the temperature is back in the desired range. So that's kind of the newest power pack. We'll go ahead and move along here. And the next product is something that we've been working on for a while now, and we're really excited about it, and it's finally been released. And that is the RIB power meter. And the part number here is going to be RIB PM 413-BC. And we're really excited about this. Our power meter is revenue grade, or plus or minus within 2% accurate. And basically what that means is with this accuracy, you can use that measurement to establish a billing. For example, if you're using this in an apartment complex and you're trying to calculate energy usage for one apartment, because of the accuracy within this device, you can use that reading to bill the tenant for the usage. Our power meter is a PC style board, so we believe we've developed a low cost, high quality option for sub-metering applications. Our power meter accepts 120 to 277 VAC power input, and currently when you order this product as is, it is a track mount device. So SnapTrack is supplied with the board, making it easy to install in your panel. The SnapTrack that is included in it is the MT212-4, and that is a 4-inch length piece of SnapTrack. In the near future, we are going to offer the power meter in a kit. This kit is going to include the power meter, fuses, disconnect, and an enclosure as well. We do provide optional enclosures, but I just want to make sure everyone knows that when you order this as is, it's a track mount device. But if you do want an enclosure for this, the enclosure that it fits is the MH1200. The MH1200 is a NEMA 1 enclosure, and the enclosure measures about 8 inches high in height, 7 inches in width, and about 4 inches in depth. One of the cool things about our power meter is that it communicates over BACnet MSTP. So in integrating this into the building automation system is as easy as terminating the MSTP connection and discovering it on the controller. So what this means is there's no complicated software the customer needs to load for the power meter to operate. The meter will be shipped with a PIC statement, and the PIC statement is also available on our website. So now that we have a power meter, we have also come out with a couple of current transformers to go along with that. These current transformers are compact in size and have a split core construction. Now, if you look at the picture there, that looks a little bit different than what Matt showed us earlier with the ECM. It does not have the sliding core opening. It does have the jaw clamp down there. But still, these are great for the power metering application that you're going to need. These CTs are very precise, boasting a typical accuracy of about 0.5%, which makes them perfect for any revenue grade jobs, like I talked about earlier. These devices output a 333 millivolt analog signal from the 6 feet worth of output wire. Eventually, we are going to offer a full line of current transformers. However, right now, we have 3 models that are available, and these include the 25 amp, the 50 amp, and the 100 amp range models. Once again, you know, kind of like most everything with functional devices, these CTs are designed and made in the US. We do believe that these are the best solution for our power meter. One thing we did want to say, though, is that our power meter will work with a wide range of CTs that are already on the market today, but we do think that ours go the best with it. And one thing I like to point out as well is all of us salespeople are very excited about this new product line. And if you have any questions, this next slide shows kind of all of our salespeople. And as everyone on this call probably knows, is that we're working from home right now. So we're always looking for things to do. And we're going to load this up on the website after we're all done here. And you can kind of, if you need to talk to somebody in your region, we have that listed there so you know who to get a hold of. But please feel free to reach out to us, to ask us any questions. We'd be more than happy to help. And we have the time right now. And to go along with that, we have a sales support staff as well. And it's made up of these fine people right here, and I'm sure they're on the call, but these guys are awesome. They help us through everything, and they're always available and ready to take your calls and your questions. But if you need customer referrals, order tracking, product availability, price quotes, returns, or catalog requests, please reach out to them. You can call us and we'll get you in touch with one of them, or if you'd rather talk over email, the email is sales@functionaldevices.com. I think one of the greatest aspects of functional devices as a company is the ability for all of our customers to get in touch with the engineers that help develop the products that we sell. It's just a great resource if you guys have questions to have those guys who know how our products operate, and you can get in touch with them and they can walk you through anything that you need. We also like to say that I think Blake mentioned this earlier, but if you have any product recommendations, please contact us with those. We'd love to work on that with you. Or if you have installation questions, our engineers would be more than happy to help. And you can see the contact phone number down there. That's the same as just calling in, and we'll get you in touch with them. Or if you prefer over email, it's support@functionaldevices.com. And one thing too, just kind of keep your eyes out for it. It's our Tech Tuesday blogs. And a lot of times people have questions on certain products or how those operate. And those Tech Tuesday blogs are a great way to even just, read those week to week, and you can kind of get an idea of, what our products can do and how they can help you out. But I would just keep an eye out for those and see what you think. Our website is a great tool for all of our customers to use. It's where all of our information is. So if you need to access product information, download spec sheets, view our catalog, track an order, read our blogs, or locate a distributor. And also we do have lighting reps that we can get in your area. We can get you to those as well. And I like to tell my customers that it's always a good idea to kind of check this regularly. So if you ever have if you may have missed a new product release or anything like that, just check back at this occasionally, and we can, we'll have the information posted there. I do want to thank, from the Western team and all of Functional Devices, thank everybody for attending today. And if you have any questions, please let us know, and we'll help you out with that. And to kind of go over what's upcoming on these, next week, I believe Tony Stevenson is going over BACnet devices and their typical applications. That'll be next Wednesday, April 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And then the following Wednesday, April 29th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be going over UPS devices and large power supplies. You can follow along with those announcements at functionaldevices.com/webinars. Once again, I really appreciate everybody on this call, and hopefully this was worthwhile. And if you need anything from us, please reach out and stay safe and healthy. All right, thank you very much.